Hello?
Whoa, hey.
Yo, I turned that shit off.
Hey.
Yo, what the fuck? What did they say?
Love Island drama never sleeps. And somehow, even after season 7 ended, things just got messier. Because what started as a simple live stream between Huda Mustafa and her boyfriend, Lewis Russell, spiraled into a full-blown controversy when a caller dropped a racial slur aimed at fellow castmate Olandria Carthan. And Huda laughed. Or, at least, that's how the internet saw it. Now, apologies are flying, friendships are strained, brand deals are in question, and fans are demanding answers. So let's unpack exactly what happened, why it blew up so quickly, and whether Huda's apology was real accountability or just damage control. And trust me, the deeper you go into this, the harder it is to tell who's innocent and who's just trying to soften the blow. Because while the live stream was messy enough, the fallout exposed something much bigger. Huda didn't just show up on Love Island like any other contestant. She entered the villa with a story. Palestinian-American, single mom, survivor of a violent upbringing she's spoken about publicly. People connected with her resilience and intensity. She was bold, emotional, dramatic, the kind of personality reality TV loves. After the show, she was one of the most visible breakouts. Brand partnerships started rolling in. Gymshark, UGG, and others. It felt like she was gearing up for that classic influencer pipeline. Villa, Instagram, sponsors, reinvention. And love seemed to follow that success. She started dating Lewis Russell, another reality TV adjacent name, and the two quickly became one of those chaotic online couples who livestream constantly, comment on drama, take calls, and keep themselves visible. But visibility is a double-edged sword, and this time, it cut back. On one of their live streams, Huda and Louis took anonymous phone calls. Someone called in. And what came out of their mouth was disgusting. They said Olandria's name and used a racial slur. There was a moment, a beat, where nothing happened. Then both Huda and Louis laughed. Louis hung up. Huda asked, "What did they say?" Louis responded, "They said the bad word." And that clip made its way around social media instantly. Whether it was nervous laughter or thoughtless reaction, the internet didn't care. To the public, laughing, even for a second, felt unacceptable, especially when the target was someone they knew, someone from their own cast, someone who, unlike Huda, didn't ask to be part of this live stream circus. Screenshots spread, fan accounts blasted it, and within hours the narrative was already decided. People weren't just mad at the caller, they were mad at Huda. Huda tried to clear things up fast. In her first message, she said she didn't fully hear what was said, only a bad word. She claimed the laugh was awkward, not intentional, and that she hung up immediately because she doesn't condone racism. Louis backed her up, saying he didn't realize Olandria's name was used and that people were using this moment as an excuse to hate on Huda. He emphasized that he's black, so he wouldn't tolerate racist language. But the tone of both statements felt defensive, like they were more upset about the backlash than about what happened. People didn't buy it, and honestly, it didn't help that instead of focusing on Olandria, their explanations made it sound like they were the real victims. That's when everything blew up, because Olandria responded, and she did not hold back. Her statement was calm, powerful, and painfully direct. She said racism is never acceptable, not as a joke, not in anger. Words like that cause generational harm, and excusing them continues the cycle. She called out the behavior without naming names, and then she went further, encouraging fans to donate to organizations supporting Black communities, including HBCUs and the NAACP. She led by example and donated herself. What made her statement so cutting wasn't aggression, it was composure. She didn't rant, she didn't attack, she simply laid out the truth. Laughing or excusing racism isn't okay. And accountability matters more than optics. People praised her instantly. Fans, castmates, and even casual observers shared her post, thanking her for handling it with grace. And suddenly, the contrast was undeniable. One side felt reactive, the other felt grounded. Then, other Islanders started chiming in. Hannah, Iris, Amaya, Nick. They all made public statements condemning racism and standing with Olandria. But Chelley's message hit the hardest. She spoke directly about the awkward laughter excuse. She said there's nothing awkward about racism, nothing funny about hearing a slur. and that any normal response would have been to shut it down and call it out immediately. The subtext wasn't subtle. She was calling out Huda's explanation as weak. And honestly, she wasn't wrong in how it looked. Now the fanbase wasn't just reacting emotionally, they were seeing the cast align, and Huda was isolated. Here's where things get even more complicated. There were rumors, and even comments from Gymshark, implying they were no longer working with Huda. Some fans believed the brand pulled away because of the controversy. Others claimed the campaign was simply finished. Either way, the damage was done. The perception was that Huda's actions cost her a partnership. And perception is everything. In this industry, once brands smell controversy, they back out. Even if it's temporary, that moment can shift a career. Meanwhile, Olandria's stock only went up. Her statement was mature. Her castmates rallied. Fans saw her as poised and principled. When two people go through the same fire, the one who doesn't flinch always comes out stronger. Eventually, Huda posted a longer, more thoughtful apology. She expressed respect for Olandria. She clarified that her reaction was nervous and inappropriate. She pledged a donation to the NAACP and encouraged others to donate. It was more careful, more articulate. The tone was calmer. But by that point, a lot of people felt the apology only happened because she was cornered, not because she took initiative. Which raises the question, when does an apology count? When you post it immediately, or when it sounds the most polished? But timing matters, and hers came late. Lewis also apologized a second time, acknowledging how it looked. But the moment had already passed. People had already made up their minds. And that's the thing about influence. The audience decides what's real, not you. However, the live stream was only the spark. What really changed everything was what happened off camera, because this drama didn't end with apologies. It exposed deeper fractures inside the Love Island season, and some of the cast's behavior toward each other behind the scenes. There were already quiet tensions, unfollowings, distance, rumors of clout chasing, questions about who was genuinely friends and who just played nice for cameras. The livestream didn't create the divide, it just made it visible. And once you see something, you can't unsee it. Huda, despite the backlash, is still online, posting, working, moving. She still has fans, people defending her, people insisting it was just an awkward moment. And maybe that's true. People react differently under pressure, some freeze, some laugh. Not every reaction is logical, but the consequence of being a public figure is simple. Your first reaction is the only reaction people remember. Meanwhile, Olandria continues to grow. Modeling gigs, brand partnerships, support from castmates, respect from fans. She's coming out of this looking like someone who didn't need drama to win. She just needed the truth. So here we are, one live stream, one slur, one reaction, and everything changes. Whether you believe Huda truly didn't hear what was said, or that she got caught laughing at something that was never funny, the result is the same. People were hurt, fans felt betrayed, and a castmate became collateral damage. The question now is this a career-ending controversy? Or just a harsh lesson? That depends on what Huda does next. Does she reflect and rebuild? Or try to move on and hope people forget? Because apologies are only step one. Action and time decide the rest. So what do you think? Was this just an awkward misunderstanding blown out of proportion? Or were people right to call it out immediately? This story is still unfolding, and the silence between posts might be louder than anything said so far.